plot, such as it is, concerns a bunch of extraterrestrials who, concerned by Earth's burgeoning nuclear capabilities, decide to execute the famous Plan 9, resurrecting the human dead and having them march on the world's capitals. In actual fact, in the movie, this grand scheme comes to very little, because the only humans actually resurrected are the old man, played initially by Bela Lugosi, the police detective, played by Tor Johnson, and the silent woman, who was played by a rather famous television horror hostess of the time, Vampira.
You don't have any lines in the movie. Were you initially offered some?
I was initially offered some lines. I was initially offered some lines. But the fact is that the character, although I was billed as Vampira, the character wasn't Vampira as I had conceived her. Vampira as I had conceived her was giddy, outrageous, and this was a different kind of because she was in a trance, and I just thought it would be better if she were in a trance, and I asked to please do it mutely, and they said, well, okay.
What was the set like for Plan 9?
Well, I would say, as with everything that Ed did, ingenuity reigned. We had, for example, turf made from God knows what under paper grass, you know, that had swellings and hollows, and one had to be careful not to trip on them, right? And cardboard tombstones and dried off twigs that had been placed about thither and yon. It was the general impression of a graveyard, but it was done with what I call spit and gum wrappers.
One of the features that Ed Wood fans look forward to in his movies is the appearance of his repertory company, a bunch of like-minded stalwarts he'd gathered around himself. It's an odd collection of old stars like Bela Lugosi, minor television personalities like Vampira and Criswell, oddballs like Swedish wrestler Tor Johnson, and even a few personalities that Wood discovered himself.
He was colorful. I liked him. I liked Criswell. I liked the whole assortment of people that Ed Wood had gathered around him.
How do you think Ed did attract such a colourful group of people? He seemed to draw them from somewhere, didn't he?
Because he was an oddball. Birds of a feather flock together.
Just recently, Plan 9 has been turned into a musical, ensuring that the legend of Ed Wood Jr. lives on.
Just general T-shirts for Plan 9 from outer space. I've seen this T-shirt even without Plan 9 from outer space on it. All you have to do is show a picture of Tor Johnson and Vampira, and people know what movie you're talking about.
Oh, baby, baby, I know it's stranger than fiction. I know I don't come off like a girl who has a sexual addiction.
Sexual addiction.
Some watch TV and others take drugs, but I like kisses and I love hugs. And anything that causes physical friction.
I know that I was in front of the camera for about 15 minutes.
And that's all, your entire on-screen appearance was shot in?
15 silent minutes, which has given me an entire new career. Thank you, Mr. Wood. You listening?
I'm attracted to love just like a butcher likes to chop his meat. But to me, love is a death-defying beast.
What do you think he would make of the attention that's focused on his work now?
Oh, God. He'd be thrilled that he's got so much attention. I'm not arbitrarily sure he'd like the nature of it.